we're going to work on solving for a variable in a two-variable linear equation. Sometimes you're presented with an equation and you need to solve for a specific variable in that equation over and over and over again. And so in that case, you might want to rewrite the equation itself and change the subject so that you can easier solve for those values. So for example, the equation I have in front of you, we all know, is the formula for finding the area of a trapezoid. But let's say that I was always given values, I was trying to find the value of b. For a specific number of situations. Now, what I could do is just plug in numbers and then use a little bit of algebra and solve for b. But another thing I could do is do that work ahead of time and rewrite the equation so that I have b by itself. So for example, first thing I would do is multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of that 1/2, and I have 2a equals, in parentheses, a plus b, where'd you go? There it is, times h. Then the next thing I would do is divide both sides by h, because you want to work around the parentheses, and then I have 2a over h equals little a plus b. Now those parentheses are gone. I can go ahead and subtract the a. I don't want to subtract the b. I'm trying to get b by itself. And then I would get 2a over h minus little a equals b. So if you're given a problem, find the value of b when little a equals 7, h, or that's not an h. I have an eraser. There we go. H equals 10 and the area, big A, equals 75. I can go ahead and plug in those values instantly. And I would be able to solve for B. Again, the other alternative would have been plugging things in over in your original equation. And then working around to solve for B. So here are some examples. The first equation might look familiar to you if this has been discussed in your science class. It's a relationship between Celsius and Fahrenheit. So C equals 5/9 times, in parentheses, F minus 32. What we're going to do is express this equation in terms of Fahrenheit. So the first thing I want to do, if my goal is to get F by itself, I need to get rid of those parentheses. In order to do that, I need to eliminate what it's being multiplied by in those parentheses. So now I'm going to get 9/5 C equals F minus 32. Then from here, all I really need to do to get F by itself is add 32 to both sides. And now I have 9/5 C plus 32 equals F. I have expressed F in terms of C. Let's take a look at another example. I'm going to go ahead and express X in terms of Y. So the idea when you see express that variable is to get that variable by itself. But first I need to go ahead and use the distributive property. I've got 2x minus 6 equals 3y minus 1. Now I'm going to add 6 to both sides, and I get 2x equals 3y plus 5, and then I divide by 2. X equals 3y plus 5 divided by 2. The idea here, what we're going for, is the manipulation of variables. This is a useful tool that's going to help you out in later chapters and later lessons. And so now here is your challenge. You need to express t in terms of p. So the idea, remember, get t by itself. You'll notice though, however, here's what makes it tricky. It's in two separate locations. My hint to you is that somehow you have to combine those two t's. My second hint is you're probably going to have to use the distributive property.